Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. And I've got ads over here, so I have to clear them out. But how's everybody doing tonight out there in the chat? See who if it could. John C. Wood if I could's out there. Lynn's Handcrafted Wood Signs. Leonard Davis. James Parker's out there. Good evening, James. I hope you're doing well. I know his wife passed away recently, and so I have a lot of sympathy for you. I lost my first wife, in a car accident in 1987. So I understand your feelings, but I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're getting along okay. But Michelle Marcou's out there, A2 Wood Art's out there. Hi, everybody. Tonight we're going to be talking, letting Al talk about he's been building boxes. I've had the opportunity to watch him a couple of times on Twitch, and he does Twitch on Sunday afternoons at 2 o'clock, I think it is. Yeah, Kilroy
3 o'clock Eastern.
Kilroy 79763.
There you go. Does that help?
Yeah, that's it. So, but yeah, if you get a chance to go over there, I've watched him a few times. I forget. We go to church, and one time we get home, then we eat lunch and everything, and we're hanging around, and sometimes I forget, and then sometimes we go riding out at my daughter's property. But anyway, if you get a chance, Kilroy 79763, and he's on Twitch, and so let's start off with everybody telling us where we can find you, Paul, and don't say here.
If I can't say that,
We're
you can find me on YouTube. Paul's Messy Workshop.
Places.
Huh?
You're at other places too.
I am. I'm on YouTube, Paul's Messy Workshop, Instagram, Paul's Messy Workshop. At 3 o'clock Eastern on Sundays, you can find me over at Al's Twitch broadcast. And so I can make fun of him instead of making fun of Russ. And you can find me right here on Saturday nights. Okay, Al, your turn.
Al, your turn.
Make CNC DIY. That's where you're going to be at 8 o'clock, right, Paul? Today. It's not making it up.
Is that the name of it?
It changed to Make CNC. Yeah. Yeah, from making it. See, he's making it up as he's going along. Paul actually is on another show at 8 o'clock.
Yep. 8:30.
8:30. Is it?
It's 8 o'clock now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. It's not real.
All right, Al, have you said where we can find you?
Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop, Kilroy 79763. Just look for Kilroy 79763. Just for fun. I do this just for fun. I enjoy it. Sometimes a little something falls my way, but anyway, lots of fun. Great to be here. Donald.
I'm Donald Matthews. My YouTube channel is Donald Lossifies Wood Shop. You can find me there. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, I'm on all those. I have a website called redneckknowhow.com, and right now you can find me here.
Here? Oh, he said he had to say here.
I'm about to get booted.
All right, Jim Bashir's.
Jim Bashir's at Driveway Workshop on YouTube. I am here in my garage.
Donna.
Donna's Wood and Art, Donna's Embroidery Plus. Find me on YouTube, Facebook, and eventually I'll figure out Twitter or actually remember about it and put something on there. Other than that, I'm in my shop.
And Dixon.
I'm Dixon Hoffman. You can find me at hoffmansignsandDecals.com.
All right, Donna, first before we get to Al, what's that machine you were saying you were going to buy or you're buying?
Chenille machine. It's the same as the embroidery, but you do chenille where you do like the letters and stuff. It's chenille. Most of them are fake out there. You have to send off to get them, like China or whatever. Now the embroidery company, or at least my embroidery one, they have a chenille machine.
Oh.
What's the
difference between that and embroidery?
I'm glad somebody asked.
Okay, I actually have one over here. This this is your, like, on your Letterman's jackets and stuff. This is chenille.
Oh,
And
Okay.
it's, see. So I don't know if you can tell or not.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yes.
it's
Most
fluffy,
people
right?
will use towels and put on there and say it's chenille or Chanel. I think.
My wife still hasn't bought a towel yet. I'm fixing to send you the shirts and just tell her to heck with it whenever you find a towel.
Hey,
You
if
can
she
send
works
it
for
to
a
her.
little bit, she can get a Chanel on there.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Model. Hoffman
Yeah.
Beverage
Chenille, Schmodel, Chicago. That sounds like, what was it? We're going to make Laverne and Shirley. Yes.
Shirley.
Okay.
God, I'm old.
Don't call me Shirley.
Oh, I loved Laverne and Shirley. I watched it. Trust me, it was funny.
With
Yep.
Squiggly and what was the other guy?
Yep. All right, so Mr. Owl, let's talk boxes. What made you start building them?
Lenny. Oh,
It goes back to probably I needed to organize the place. Like that's going to happen.
Why don't you make Al full screen, Russ?
and I need somewhere to put stuff. You know, I mean that's.
Well, wait until he shows off the boxes.
I'm trying to organize, but they're not anything. In fact, it's been a progress or a process of cutting stuff up, putting it together. I started, and I can't show you. Probably no. But anyway, I did a bunch of CNC boxes at first from boxes.py, and they worked out pretty good. I used the same boxes to do a 1/4-inch cut, and I've got some of this wood back on the table saw. It was reclaimed wood that I used, and this one seems to have fallen apart somehow, but they've been all over the place. But the point is I did this on the laser. Originally, I had cut it on the CNC, and that worked out okay. I cut them on here. I cut it well. I'm not really crazy, and I'm not going to do it this way. About the burns, I probably could have lowered the power some to not burn as much, and probably would have been able to rid it that way. But I thought, hey, what about if I start playing with them and see what I can do? And there's various different processes that I looked at. Last Sunday, I can't remember, Paul. Last Sunday, we did, a fold over. I took a box, a piece of wood that was just laid out, and used a 90-degree bit on it, and basically cut like a
lighter.
Paper pattern.
Yeah,
Paper pattern.
a pound or like a tic-tac-toe board, right? That type of pattern, I just cut it, that many inches, which I think is what, 2.5, 3 inches. Cut it here, cut it here, cut it. So I basically went this way twice, one for each side, and then turned it around and went once on this side and once on this side, and got rid of the pieces that go in here. And unfortunately, I don't have the pieces and stuff, but you take masking tape around the back,
Right.
as laid over, and then you put your glue in, and then you fold it up. And that's how this one was made. And it's not the greatest, the best, but it'll work because I'm going to sand this stuff up, and it'll basically eventually become a drawer in a little cabinet. And I thought I had a piece of paper over here that showed the one Paul found. No, it wasn't Paul. It was my sister. I saw this on some highfalutin place where you go out there and buy it for like $280. They want to pay that, and I'm like, I can make that. So I'm making the little boxes as I go along, so that I can do that. The outside's not going to be a big deal. In fact, I've even thought about laminating it in walnut maybe, because all this stuff that I've been using is reclaimed paneling. I did do some MDF, and I did the same process that I was talking about, the folding in process. That made a pretty neat little box.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And, I was sitting here thinking about dividers. if I had made it just a little bit smaller, it would have been a decent divider, right? But I think what I want to do eventually is put some little notches on them, like that in there, and then slide a piece in there. But I'm just playing right now, and not even planning it. I did some on the laser that I did smaller. Here's the other little piece.
Al, we have
See,
a
now I
question.
disagree with you. I love the laser boxes.
Well, that would have been okay, no doubt. That would have been fine. Did you say there was a question out there?
Yeah. My question was, is that free downloads from that box website?
The PI, yes.
Yes.
What did I say? Boxes.pi. That
PI.
is. And you can make a box any size you want with any amount of tabs. There's some lidded ones like this. There's some that are a box inside a box. There's some that have got lids on them. Go check out boxes.pi.
Yeah, it's
How does the glue work on those burn spots, or do you use brass nails anyway?
No, I use super glue. I just took some CA glue and just dabbed it on there, and
Actually, type bond will work too.
That's all.
The burn doesn't affect it. It still sticks.
I take that back. This is Gorilla Glue. I wasn't too happy with the way it came out. It kind of spotted it up. What I have been doing on my laser stuff is taking and putting it together and then just dropping CA glue on it. And it soaks in. This was glued that way.
Yeah, CA glues actually come way down in price. Now it's like cheap. You can get cheap, really cheap.
This is the Harbor Freight cheap stuff too, guys. You can get.
And it works great. But like I told you, I happen that the Gorilla Super Glue I happen to like for certain things that are like wouldn't actually what you would say take an impact. If you understand what I'm saying, like for something like the Harbor Freight glue, for instance. I'm not too sure that if you dropped the box, if it would stay together, or if you dropped it with Gorilla Glue, I know Super Glue. I know without a shadow of a doubt it stayed together because I've put stuff together before and dropped it, and it didn't come apart. And I'm like, wow. So, now the other one was the other one I locked. Did it hold together?
Yeah, that held together.
Product tested here tonight, folks.
Well, that's good.
Maybe Dixon knows.
And that's the Harbor Freight glue.
But I think other than viscosity, I think
Gorilla Glue
is CA glue.
Yeah.
CA glue.
That's the Gorilla Glue.
Yeah. What I didn't like is that it left marks of the Gorilla Glue, whereas with the CA glue, it seems to make it shiny and absorbs in there. So
yeah, I like the way that edge looks. I really do. That looks nice.
The only thing is, and I still got to clean it up. I haven't. Is there was a little extra glue there, but yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it looks nice. If everybody can keep an eye out, see if Trish, what is it, Robert Cater, I believe her name is. Anyway, she said she was going to be in the chat tonight, and she had some questions on stain, but I haven't seen her in the chat tonight. But give me a second, Al. I'm going to call out a few names.
Okay.
Who's out there? We got Frenzy Wicked Truth.
That's her.
And she said, Al, you're silly. JJE.
Of course.
Who else? I've seen a couple of Lynn's Handcrafted Wood Shop. Heirloom Game Calls. He's out there. Would If I Could, John C., which I think JJE is out there.
Yeah, John. I was on John's stream all day today. We were all just doing different things. I was working on this deal here, while he was working on scroll saw, while other people were working on embroidery dolls. Those dolls were cool. But John C. Would If I Could, go check him out. Sorry, I had to interrupt. And
no, that's fine. Yeah, he's been him and Shaylee Morehouse, I think her name is.
Yes.
She's
Yes.
been doing a lot of live streaming too. So they
Midnight
both have.
Scroller. It's John.
Oh,
Frenzy Wicked
she
Truth
said,
is the
Frenzy
one,
Wicked Truth says, I
Russ.
sent you an email of the stuff I want to make the stain, Russ. Okay, I'll look for the email then. I'll look for the email. But yeah, she said she had some questions about stain, so I'll look for her email and try to get back with her and answer her. Wasn't it Lynn when we did the 3D last week that said he was getting a 3D printer? Who was it? I know Chris Ahern's interested in one, but it was somebody else that was asking, how do you download and get it into
It was Chris. It was Niantic River Woodwork.
Okay. Niantic. I haven't gotten an email or a message or on Facebook or anything from him. So I guess he's either figured it out or he ain't done it. Because I was looking forward to seeing if he had questions. I was going to try to answer them. So no, I built some of those boxes. Actually, when I first, within the first 2 or 3 months of me getting the big laser, the 100-watt big boy, I don't remember who it was. One of my family members, their boss, and I'm trying to remember, I think it was Cody's wife, Aislinn, asked me. But anyway, her boss, somebody in her family died, and she wanted to make her a box for holding trinkets and stuff that belonged to her. And I made the box from that Box PX place.
Yeah.
Made it about probably about 8 by 6 or something like that. But I put you had to go, but we weren't ready or something like that kind of saying on the front of it. And I put angel wings. Anyway, it was really pretty, and I did scribing on the side of the box and everything too, and put it together for her. I gave it to her to give to her boss. She wanted to pay me, and I said, no, don't worry about it. But her boss loved it. And she said she wanted it clear coated, and I did it with really nice Baltic birch plywood, and I clear coated it. And she loved how the burn ends and you see on the side. They loved it. So
yeah, some people do like that. And
you were talking about over burning like this right here.
Yeah.
So what I did to save money and time when I was making these years ago, I just put a fake engrave on it. Because you have to glue it anyway. So I thought, well, I'll just make it look like it, and then I don't get the.
I like that. That's a good idea. Just make it look fake, make it solid, make it look like it was burned. That's good.
Very creative.
So the boxes that you got in the picture of the wood that you showed that you have in the picture, that's like pretty good sized wood now. That's not no little plywood. That's like 3/4 inch or half inch.
You were talking. I think what you're talking about. And I have one left because it was something that was commissioned to me. I don't even know if I have it in here. To be honest with you, I think I know what you're talking about. It's for.
Yeah, it had the sloped edge or the half circle edge on the front of it.
Yeah, it's for putting caps in. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I could show you a picture, which I did. I think a couple of weeks back. But
but you don't have any. You don't have one with you now.
I don't have one. No.
No.
Because this place is so well organized. Oh my God.
Trust me, I started working cleaning my shop the last couple of days, and I just after working almost all day in it today, I just finally made a dent in it. It's a disaster.
I've been cleaning all summer, Russ. And it's even worse. But I guess I can't work and clean. Is that
show us the pictures you were talking about? You could show the pictures.
Go down here. Let's see. And I've got some wood back there that I can cut and show you kind of pretty much the process I go through. It's really easy, to be honest.
Lynn said you don't need to clean your shop, Al. You just need to get rid of some stuff.
Well, see, that's the problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
You can send your laser to me, buddy.
That's the problem with me. I'm a wood hoarder and a sandpaper hoarder. Yeah, today I started throwing stuff away. Actually, I did. I said, this has been in the shop for 6 months and I ain't used it. It's gone. See ya. So
I'm bad with the sandpaper because it still got some
Yeah.
rust to it, and I hate throwing it away.
yeah, I use it till like it's just no more.
Because there's sometimes you need a piece that's just not that is a little dull.
Yeah.
I use it till it's the same on both sides.
All right, I'm going to share. So I'm going to present. Is that correct, Paul? I'm going to present.
I think
Yep.
so.
Present.
I'm going to share screen.
Yep.
And I'm going to share screen. And I'm going to share. It's the American flag. Wait a second. That's not right. If I could, that's not right either. Window. There we go. There we go. Yeah, the trick to the sharing is to look up at the top. And the first one's the Chrome or your browser, then the window, and then the entire screen. Here we go. And it's down at the bottom, Russ. You have to maximize it, as you know. So that's what Russ is talking about.
Yeah,
And maybe-
those are the ones I'm talking about.
And maybe those kind of inspired me a little to actually make some boxes. Hey, I made these. You stack a cap in it, and you can stack about 4 or 5 caps in there, and it holds them pretty well. The ones in the back.
Did you make those for somebody or sell them to somebody or whatever?
Yeah. They came up to me and said, "Hey, can you make these?" And I said, "Well, I can sure try."
Right. No, they turned out good. I mean, they look great. And that's walnut, isn't it? Or
Yeah.
some of them are walnut.
Yeah, the back ones are walnut, and the front one is cherry.
Cherry.
Yeah, so
No,
that's
they look
pretty much
great.
what inspired me on the boxes. But those were hand drawn, cut on the CNC, and engraved on the CNC, and put together with glue and brad nails. And I do have a pin nailer now, so and I'm using it on these little boxes.
Yeah.
So,
I just noticed the other day that Paul posted a picture that he had
Yeah, I got a new pin nailer and a new brad nailer.
yeah.
Yeah. And the Ryobi works great. I have them too, and I've had them for over a year, and I've had no problems with them.
Well, I went and got the Harbor Freight for $30, and I priced it online on Amazon. It was $60, and it was on this very exact same brand.
Now yours is pneumatic, right, Al?
I don't remember. Hold on, I'll go get it for you. We'll show it off because we talked about it.
Al, the end of the hose is different. If it's got 3 or 2 prongs on it, then it's not pneumatic. If it's got a metal, big
I'm
round
glad
metal
somebody
thing at
else
the
is
end,
catching
it's
heck
pneumatic.
tonight rather than me.
I don't have anything to talk about, so I'm just going to sit here and do this.
Heirloom
channel,
game
man.
calls.
This is not
We're
it.
going to heckle Al is what we're going to
Oh,
do.
hell, that's what I want you guys to do. This is not it, but Paul mentioned this green little button here for some reason. This is a Blue Hawk. Anyway, I guess
the
he
trigger.
I thought maybe Al came into money and started buying Fest tools.
No, that's pneumatic. That's air, Al.
Well, what do you mean?
You have to put air to it.
Is Festo not air?
No, the Ryobis are battery operated.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, mine are pneumatic. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
this
now
is-
what Al said was almost true, because is it a Festo you said?
Well, no. Paul mentioned the green.
No, I said if he starts
Oh,
buying
all right,
stuff
all right.
with green triggers on it, he must be rich.
Yeah,
Because it's Fest tool.
because I think I've seen a Festo that's green, right? But anyway, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I love this thing. This thing is awesome. I mean, I can get in here and I can go tap, 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 and it's in there. And
Yeah.
it holds it together. Glue, and we're done.
Yeah. No, I like. I loaned somebody a nail gun, and I'm not going to mention who it is because it was a family member. And they brought it back, and when they brought it back, it was broken, and I needed to use it. And so I ended up, rather than going and buy an expensive one, I ran down and got one from Harbor Freight. And that was 5 years ago, and that sucker's working still today, just as good as it did. So
it feels good. I mean, it feels better. It feels better than this one.
yeah. Now the Ryobi ones are a little bulky because it's battery operated, but they work great. I mean,
Well, my deal was money. That's
yeah. No, the Ryobis are like 120, 140 bucks, something like that. I mean, I caught the Brad nailer actually on sale for like $99 at Christmas time.
Russ,
That's the reason I bought
I
it.
hate to tell you this, but I got my Ryobi pin nailer on directtools.com, and it was a factory blemished, and I got it for $76.
Wow.
See, that's a
That's
deal
good.
right there.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
With no battery, you know. But,
Yeah. Just the tool only.
Yep, $76.
Well, when I started out, I bought like a drill. That was one of the first things I bought, and I bought it came with a battery and a charger, and I bought like an extra battery. And then I bought the second thing I bought. I'm trying to think of. I bought something else, and I didn't need the charger, but I bought an extra battery. So over a period of time, I've got like 4 batteries and 1 charger, and yeah, I can rotate them out, and I don't have any problems.
Yeah.
Has any of you guys used the pin nailers or stud nailers or whatever that have those gas cartridges in them?
Oh, the pass
Those, yeah,
It's like a pass load, but I think
yeah,
but I
They
think
were for
other companies
contractors,
make them.
mostly
They
for
were-
contractors.
I'm just
Yeah.
wondering. I've never even held.
Well,
one.
yes, I have used them. They were the first non-pneumatic nail gun to come out, and what they used like a butane cartridge, and when you pulled the trigger, it actually ignited the butane in the cylinder, almost like a gasoline engine, which shoved the piston forward, which drove the nail. They work great. I've used pass load nailers. I could drive 6 common 3-inch nails for framing with those things without any problem. And all you had to do is just change the cartridge.
Is it anything
Oh yeah,
like
that's a big. Yeah,
We'll
yeah, that's a big
this
boy
thing.
there.
I love this thing, guys.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
got a
going to start
Harbor
making
Freight
some
version
really
of
big
that.
boxes.
I think that's a little overkill for that. Who was it back there? Somebody said shoot. Oh, Heirloom Game Call said always shoot your pin nails on an angle. Yes.
Which
Yeah,
way?
you need-
Which way? And that's a great point. Which way?
toward the inside, just in case it comes through, you can cut it off and hide it.
Yeah, away from your finger.
You know, honestly,
Yeah.
I don't
Get
know
away
if
from
it's
your finger.
I don't know if it's me or it can't be me, right? Or if it's actually the viewers. But I think maybe 1 or 2 in like 7 or 8 boxes have actually gone inside. But with this thing, it I set it there, it goes right there. But the point I'm asking is down that way or this way?
All right, he would have to answer that because I usually shoot mine straight.
He's saying angle it. I've been doing it flat.
Yeah, I usually shoot mine straight, but I do, if I shoot it straight, I do a slight, very slight angle to the inside. That way, if the nail comes through, it comes through on the inside.
Yeah, and then you can push it back out. Because I have done it.
It's like everything. If you put it on an angle, it's stronger. That's why they want you to pry it apart. It's harder to pry apart when it's on an angle than straight.
Yeah, actually, he says shoot them towards the center of the panel.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
He said, "Show it to him again, please."
Hold on. Let me get you full screen, Al. Just give me a second. All right, there you
Oh,
go.
there's one in the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that, yeah. And see, I can take
Yeah.
and push that back out now.
Yeah.
Easily, too. Easily.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it doesn't
sometimes if it's pin nails, sometimes here's another thing. Take you a pair of needle nose pliers and reach in there and grab it and pull it through.
Right.
Hey, and I'm not going to say, but there's two of them there. I don't know if you saw that. There's actually two in that one spot.
There's one the long way, it looks like, the other way.
Yeah. One.
I can see it.
Yeah,
Yep,
one.
down in the bottom. Yep.
One the
Yep.
long way. Yeah, and then one sticking up.
Yep, the head.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Just
see it.
the tail of it.
Yeah, the tail. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure everybody came to see.
To ridicule your work, huh?
Well, that's
No, hey.
But here's a point. Literally, I just bent that thing,
Yeah.
and it
Yep.
it came off.
Yeah. If anybody tells you they've never shot one through the other side, then lying, because it happens. I don't care who you are, it's going to happen.
You have to use the 10-foot rule. We would have never seen it.
And
Yeah.
there you go. And there you go. There's the other one. All I got to do is clean up my mess.
What I usually do is pull them through, though. I just take a pair of needle nose pliers and stick down there and grab a hold of them and pull them through. Or now I'll tell you another secret. If you're flocking, all you got to do is cut them off. Like take your side cutters that can cut really close, and do the flocking, and you'll never see them or feel them because the paint and the flocking material cover them up. So
that was one of the things I wanted to try as I made nicer little boxes, real boxes, not just rulers. That's one.
Let me tell you, it's not hard. It's very easy, but you need to get the good stuff. Don't get the cheap stuff, because there is a difference. If you get the good stuff, I'll have to tell you the name brand, because I can't remember it right now. But
are you talking about wood, or what do you mean the good stuff?
No, the flocking material.
Oh, I got you, Russ. I got you.
Yeah, it's like if you're going to go red, you buy their red paint, which is like a glue, and then you buy the red flocking and you paint it, and then you put the flocking in there, and it works great.
I got the cheap kit from one of them Amazon, and it turned out pretty good to me.
Did you? You did?
Yeah.
Well, I've had a couple of people say, "You going, Paul? See you later, Paul."
See you later.
Bye, Paul.
See you. Yeah, I've had a few people say that they had problems with it. That the flocking material came off. Was coming off.
Not that I've noticed. But there again, I ain't used it a lot. I did it and set it aside.
Where did Al go?
I don't know.
He hit the wrong
He
button.
disappeared.
He must have.
He hit the flocking button.
Yeah.
He's flocking.
He hit the flocking button.
They got him to flock out of here.
He went to flock up.
Hey, Russ, do you want to do a software with Jim segment real quick, and we can show off that boxes.py website?
Yeah. Al disappeared, so if anybody hears from him, let me know. But yeah, go ahead.
All right, hang on. Let me present. Share screen.
There he is.
Boxes.py.
Did you hit the wrong button, Al?
Yeah, this mouse on the right mouse button.
Sure,
On the
bang
left,
the mouse.
sorry, it doesn't do a left. It seems to do a right, and apparently I must have hit something that closed out the tab.
Yeah. Okay. Jim's going to show us that boxing P live. So
It's really
Okay,
good.
I think I'm sharing it. Go ahead and
yeah, you are.
whatever.
It's up
we
there.
can see it.
You can see it. Oh, now okay. Now I'm looking over to my left at my other monitor, and now it just popped up. So this is that program Al was talking about, boxes.py, and this guy wrote a Python program to automatically generate these boxes and put the tabs on them. And if you don't have a laser, don't worry about it. Just make the SVG file and cut it out on your scroll saw
Yes.
or band saw and go crazy with it. I mean,
Just make sure you
great.
pick the right size of wood. You know,
Yeah,
other than
Right.
that,
Yeah, you got to put in 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/8 inch, whatever you're using. And also, if you're using a laser, he has a template that you use on your laser in the very beginning to see if what your tolerances are on those
Yes.
slots to make sure they're
Yep.
good and tight. So you laser that trial and then test the slots to see which one works, and then you know what the settings should be for all your boxes. Because lasers do cut a little differently as far as size.
yeah, depending on the type of laser too, and the kerf offset, I think is what they call it.
Yeah, they call it kerf.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
perfect.
anyway, you can go
Yeah,
through here, and here's all the different, I guess, general devices that they've got in here. But you can go in, and I made Post-it note boxes, so you can type that over on the side here, and hopefully it'll go to it. There we go. So we'll look at all the boxes. These are the different kinds of boxes. You can see pictures of them at the bottom right.
You can make like control panels too and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, go back to that. There's one that has that you can actually do the hinges. There it is, hinge box.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You actually can cut those hinges out with your box, and you create your own wooden lid. So it's cool. I'll get out.
And it shows
when you select one of these, you just go through here and put your dimensions in that you want the box cut out at, and like it was either Al or Russ said the thickness of the material is important.
Yes.
You need to put that in here. Whatever format you want, and SVG is pretty standard to do laser or CNC cutting with, but you can come up here and get it in pretty much anything you want that you'd use. You've got your scroll saw going. It's probably a PDF would be good for you because you could just print that out and glue it on a piece of material.
How many different formats will it save, Jim?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, that didn't pop down. That's weird. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. 8. And then you can save it. Then you can go ahead and save this once it's generated. But you can set the finger joint size here. All of that stuff.
If you scroll down, does it show you the actual finger size?
Yeah.
In the bottom?
Isn't that
cool?
Made one of those just for the heck of it, for the fun of it, to see how it works. That is amazing. It worked great.
Did it come out
Those
nice?
hinges are awesome.
That is good.
I think
So
I
just,
made one like that. And I also made one like that and made it for my wife. It says "I love you" and all this, and put a what do you call it? The wind up thing that makes music.
Music box thing.
Yeah, it's the music box. You can buy them off of Amazon. It comes with a little kit, and you can put it in there and drill a hole in the side and put the thing where you can wind it up. So when you open the lid, it automatically starts playing.
So just get on the site, look through all the different types of things that you can make with it, and get on there and make something with it.
Yeah,
it's a cool little program.
Yeah, it is. That's an awesome, and it's all free. You don't have to pay anything
all
for
free.
it.
I love free. We all love free.
Yeah.
Software with Jim is done.
Frenzy Wicked Truth. How long do you think a 2 by 12 by 8 foot would plank to acclimate and dry out enough to accept stain just by staying in the house? I can't tell you that, but I know if you Google it, it gives you there is a thing out there that will tell you the percentage it takes by the thickness of the wood. So just Google, a humidity or a wood.
I'm assuming she's saying green, Russ, out there.
Yeah, I understand.
Saying about
she's saying that it might be green, but it was it just purchased or milled? Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, there's a thing on. I've Googled it before, and if it's like freshly cut, it gives you the size. You tell it that put in the dimensions and the size and everything, and it'll tell you how long it'll take to come get the humidity out of it, or the water out of it, or however you want to say it, the dampness out of it.
Make sure the ends are sealed so don't check.
Yes.
Crack on it.
That's a good thing. That's a good suggestion there too, Donald. Yeah, make sure you paint the ends. If it's like a kind of a green wood, make sure you paint the ends because it will split if you don't. Who was it? Heirloom Game Call said he hasn't seen a scroll saw in over 2 years. Wow. And I understand that I do a lot of stuff like the 3D printing and the laser and everything, but somebody said the other day, Russ Meadows made a comment like put it out by the road and he'd come get it, but he was too far away. But I still use my scroll saw for certain things. For instance, on the CNC, like when I was making my clocks, I'd have it just cut down about 1/8 of an inch, which it could do in one pass around the outside. And I could take it over to the scroll saw and cut out the teeth of the saw blade quicker than the CNC could cut through it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
cut toys out with mine now.
Yeah. And so I still use it on occasion. And the other day, I had an odd size that I needed to cut a hole. And I had no drill bit that size. It was an odd size. So I just scribed it around and took it onto my scroll saw and cut it out. And I made it a little bit smaller than what it is. I went to the inside of the line. That way I could sand it on my an orbital drum sander and get the right size to make a nice snug fit. So the scrolls, and this was an 1.5 thick piece of wood that I cut the hole in. So I still use it for certain things. So it's not like it just sits there and does nothing. It's just I'm not scrolling as like I used to, so to speak.
You know, mine sat for a while, while I was doing other stuff, and then I started making the toys out of it, and I learned how to laser the lines on the wood to cut out the toys with, and then laser images and stuff like that on the toys.
On the toys, yeah.
And then, but there's nothing like just picking up the wood and putting it on the scroll saw and being
there's nothing like it.
It's so much fun to use that thing.
That's the same way I feel about the wood boxes that I'm making. I mean, I could cut them on the laser, I could cut them on the CNC, but there's just something about the smell of, I guess it's poplar. But
is that poplar?
Yeah, it is.
Is that pallet wood?
It is pallet wood, yes.
Yes.
Pallet wood.
Are you sure you're not smelling the glue?
No.
You sure it's not pallet wood?
I know what the glue smells like, but anyway, that's a different story altogether. Yeah.
Put those garbage bags down, Al.
Right? So
I think Al's sniffed enough that he's lost a few brain cells.
Oh man, I've lost more than a bunch of brain cells. How old am I? Dude, I was in the Air Force, man. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, that's I was in it too. That could be a problem.
I know.
You think that you're smelling cedar, but you're smelling deck wood, and it's the green deck wood.
No, actually, that was poplar. There's no.
How are you? Question for you: how are you doing those rabbits on a?
That's a good question. On the saw behind me, I can show you real quick if you want.
Yeah.
Heirloom said you're smelling the glue, Al.
The glue, yeah.
You're gonna share something?
Yeah, let me change cameras. And I say that. Nope, not that camera.
It ain't that camera. It's not that camera.
Hey, let me show you something real quick while Al's looking for that. We're maximized on Russ right now.
I think Al got stuck.
He hit the wrong button again.
Yeah, I think he hit the wrong button again.
So I'm smelling that glue will get you.
Yep. They sure will. Hey, Russ, we're maximized on you.
I know. I was waiting for him to
Just
come back,
okay.
but he ain't coming back. So
I ain't even hearing them better. I think we
He's
lost.
gone. Yeah, that boxes.py site, I made these
oh, there he is. He finally
Post-it
came
note
back.
holders in it. So that's what you get out of it.
So
Okay.
you guys can hear me okay, right?
Yes, we can hear you and see you.
Yeah. This is actually 1/4-inch pieces of oak that I took actually a while back.
You're breaking up, buddy.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Major problems. There it is. Now it's working.
So I milled this from old pallet wood oak, okay? And I didn't know what I was going to use it for, but amazingly, and it's not. These are actually just thicker. It's almost the same size as this. So let's pretend that this is one of them. So what I would do is I would take, obviously, my
Fence.
my fence. Thank you, the guide, the fence, and then just cut up some 1/4-inch, clean the edges, whatever. Throw through the planer.
I hope you keep your fingers a little bit further away than that.
I've got a missing sled around here somewhere. There it is. And this is just kind of a jig set up. It's not the best, but it works. It works.
Oh yeah, I've made one similar to that. I love that.
So what I've been doing is taking this or the blade, bringing it up. Let's see. Wait a second. There we go.
We're gonna have a jig show one night. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
that'd
I
be
love
cool.
jigs, guys. So I made it to where I can adjust it this way, but the last thing I did is I threw this straight line in here and cut it. So this is actually perpendicular to the blade.
Right.
And
Hey,
then
Al, if you wax them slots and them think the bottom of your board, it'll slide a lot easier.
I know
Yeah.
I don't have any wax is the problem. So
They sold it at the grocery store.
well, yeah, but I've been in here the whole day.
Yeah. No, I bought some the other day.
What? some wax?
I bought some and used the wax. I lubricate the inside of the roll of my PLA, and it makes it slide better on all the printers.
That makes sense. Yes. Yeah, I went to look to see if I had any wax at all today, and I had some Bondo. That was it.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's the you go to the section where the canning, like the ball canning stuff is. They sell it's like 4 bars for like $2, $2.39 or whatever.
I had a little soap that I used a while back on another one.
Soap, yeah, you could use soap. Yep.
But see, here's the
Yeah.
thing. Here's the thing. This rail is really weird. Okay. First of all, I can't just get the plastic pieces that go up underneath here. So I had to make my own rails.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Standard operating procedure.
So I had to make them. So it's not exactly perfect anyway.
Right.
But hey, it
No,
works.
but I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
When I made my first sled, I made my own. But then later on, when I made a better sled, I bought those. But yours wouldn't work. But I bought those things that you can put on the bottom and adjust them.
Right.
You can
exactly.
buy them things?
My saw has seen better days, and I need a fence as it is now, and I've been drooling over something nicer. So I don't know, but this is just in the meantime, and this is how simple this is. I don't know if I can make any noise. Let me mute myself and let me do a cut, and I'll be right back. Okay.
Actually, you don't have to mute yourself. I could have muted you.
Okay. All right. Then do it to it.
All right.
Let me grab some goggles.
Just give me a count down and say okay now or something, and I'll mute you.
Well, I'm scared to say anything that starts with the letter N because you would think that I'd be saying that Now, anyway, I've got hearing protection, and just real quick, so I'll just try this side. I'll just do this. Now, Russ.
My big sled like that wiggles, and I
Okay,
wrote
so
push right on the bottom of it.
this one, I think I had it messed up on purpose. I don't know. I've been moving around. This one's way too much. If you can see it right there, that's way too much. I think. I don't know. That looks it's too much. Because if I put one, it's about half and half. See how there? Well, there's no little hole in there now, but it's still it actually needs to go. The fence needs to go in a little bit, just a tiny bit.
Right.
But what I try to do is go back and forth, and make sure that it's as good here. And see, you can see right there. You can see right there where I need to go that way to this one, but because I went too deep here on this side, it's actually looking like that. So I went too deep. So I'm going to take and reach down here and go less on the blade, just about 1/16 of an inch, or turn. All right, let me do the other side on this thing and see what it looks like. This one looks a little better. And you can actually see it's seating better. See, I just lowered it a little bit. So it's kind of like a little bit of a trial and error to get them in there, to get them done. Now, this board's actually a little smaller than this one. That's why the ridge up on top of here. But that's what I've been doing, and that's what I'll probably end up doing for hours on end until I got this thing built.
Dale, can I ask you a question about your jig?
Yeah.
It's not real personal. It's just a general question.
You sound really strange. You sound really.
Something's happened to your audio, Jim.
Oh, it's because I stood up. My butt was getting tired sitting on the stool.
Oh,
anyway,
yours back.
So your toe is acting as an antenna?
Yeah, probably. The rod in it probably is. So the stop that you got built there, it's like an L shaped.
Yeah.
And then it's got that 2x2 in it. Was there any reason why you made it like that, or?
Well, I made it that way. It's a good question. I made it that way because I had. Let's see if I can get this better into the picture. Oh, that's weird. I don't know which way this goes. I guess it goes that way. But I made it because this piece was originally the backstop. But when I put it on here, it was actually too high. So my pieces would slip underneath it. So then I took and I was doing some work here, and I guess I cracked that piece. It was pretty much I'm going to patch this sucker up. but it served also as a square between this piece and that piece there. No real reason. But it did give it a little bit better strength than just being on this one little piece here.
Yeah, it looks like it would.
Yeah.
Instead of just having a little, like one piece to butt it up against, it's real thin, like the one that's against the fence. Right. You've got that whole piece kind of flattened out there.
Yeah, and it's screwed in from the bottom too into it. So
yeah, consider that stolen. That's a pretty good idea.
Well, hey, however it works, and here's the neat thing. Once I did have this on here and stuff, it was kind of off to the side. So I brought it up and just took a sliver off.
Yeah.
And when you take that sliver off, you automatically square that blade to this here. And this is square to this. So,
I like it.
Oh, I like it too.
And then this is with a Paul knob. I can now take and change.
That's neat. I like that
too. Nice. So I can do something in that aspect too.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, because I can do this, and get my lengths. And I think that's what I was doing. I can get my lengths here. You know, boom, cut all these up, boom, 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 and just keep cutting and making them and making them and making them, right?
But
And
but you're
I'll
not
go to the
stopping it
smaller
with
one,
like just a
and the
half an
smaller
inch of
one
wood,
there.
you know.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Yeah, we
So
gotta have a jig week.
I got
That'd
a
be a good
question
show.
running. What time is it? Because I'm gonna
That's
have to
all I
cut
got
out
anyway.
of here. I got to cut out of here at 9 o'clock.
Well, it's 8 o'clock
8:58.
here.
Yeah.
It's only 8
All right.
o'clock.
So let me first off, we got a question out there that I need to address. Frenzy Wicked Truth. She said she made pecan shell stain back in November. Been in the fridge ever since. I have wood I want to stain. I was wondering if hold on, let me get out of solo layout. I was wondering if the product I bought, Flotrol, I don't know how to say it, Flotrol latex base was the right catalyst. What do you mean by catalyst? In other words, you're wanting to apply that to the wood so that the stain will be like an even thing? Because if that's what you bought to do that with, that's the wrong stuff. That stuff is usually added to latex paint to make the latex paint flow easier. Sometimes when you buy latex paint, it's hard to explain, but it wants to drag when you're trying to paint something. And you can add that flood latex-based flood Flotrol, however you want to pronounce that. Yeah, and it'll make it slide when you're painting easier. But that's not what you want to put on it if you're trying to get an even stain look across the wood. That's not what you want to use. I will research. I know what I'm looking for, but I just can't think of it right now. And since you sent me the email, I can look and see what you need to buy and email it to you.
All you got to do is cut some shellac with some denatured alcohol, put a thin coat on it first, and add your stain.
What? I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
Some shellac and denatured alcohol, about half and half, or a little bit thinner, and put a light coat on it on the wood first. Let it dry for about 10 or 15 minutes, then add your stain.
Yes.
There?
Yeah, and that's a way to do it too. There's also another thing that you can actually buy and use it. Yeah, but you could use alcohol and when he said shellac, now he means clear shellac, not white shellac.
Yeah,
but you can buy clear shellac and add a little alcohol to it to thin it and run a coat on it, and that would work too. That's probably the cheapest way to go, because the stuff that you buy that's supposed to be for that is a little pricey. So
what does Jim have? I'm not sure. What does Jim have?
I use these things. They're dyes, and then if you mix them with alcohol, the alcohol will come out of the wood a lot faster than water will.
Yeah,
but these things work great. Yeah, you can get them.
Yeah, I like those
like this.
Yes,
it's a little expensive, but I think these bottles are like $20-something a piece. But you only need a few drops of them.
You only use a little bit, and it goes a long ways.
Yeah, they work great, man. They're fantastic.
I
wait
the
till
way
Christmas
they look
to have my kids buy them for me.
I like the way they look, because when you use those, you can see the grain of the wood through the color better than you can an actual stain.
But like I said, if you use alcohol with it, the alcohol dries out a lot faster, and you're just left with the color deep in the wood.
Right.
So if you sand it,
that's what I tried an experiment one time by using food coloring and alcohol, and it worked.
Did that work
perfect.
good? Yeah,
it worked perfect.
That alcohol goes like right into the wood, man.
I wanted to make something red, but I wanted to have a red stain. But every red stain I tried was just covering up the wood. I mean, all you seen was the red. So I took food coloring and put it into alcohol and painted on a piece of trial wood, and I was like, holy crap, that's exactly what I was looking for. So
it's translucent, like the blue works real good too.
Yeah,
Minwax, I think it's Minwax sells a pre-stain conditioner.
That's the one I was talking about, the Minwax. Yes,
you put on there, you do the same thing like I was talking about. It's just
Yes,
I
that's
have the
what I'm
denatured
talking about.
alcohol and shellac on hand, so I just do it myself.
Yeah, no, you can use that. That works too. But it was the Minwax stuff that you put on before. It's a pre-stain stuff,
By the
and
way,
it's what it's supposed to do is help keep the wood from blotching. What do you got there, Al?
Available in 2 flavors.
Oh, hold on. Keep it up there.
Yep.
Okay, there you go, right there. That's what we're talking about.
But I think what Trish was talking about more was making her own stain. So like
Yeah.
walnut shells and
She was.
Yes, but she
berries
was
and what-
talking
yeah.
about that flow latex base or whatever.
Uh-huh.
That is not to put on the wood
That's for painting.
for pre-stain. No, that's an additive to latex paint.
Yep. It changes the viscosity of the paint, so it doesn't.
And by the way,
Yeah,
the
Oh, well,
pre-stain,
now I'm curious what would happen if it did do it.
the pre-stain prevents it from being blotchy or
Yeah.
just soaking it in. I
right.
use pre-stain
On
on
some
MDF.
woods, you have what, and Al's right. You have what you would call a blotchy effect. In other words, there'll be you'll paint it and it'll look great, but right in the center there's this blotch that kind of like sucked in more stain. So
Mine
there's
is real bad for it.
Yeah, pine is about really bad for that.
Which I
And
like
you
that
put that
look,
stuff
but-
that Al was talking about, or the shellac and alcohol, and it will help take some of the. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to take 100% of the blotchiness out,
Right.
but it sure looks a lot better than if you don't
can't go
use
wrong. You can't go wrong by putting it on. That's
No.
that's the best way I could say.
it. Yeah,
If you don't use it, it's going to be worse. If you put it on, even if you put it on and put on some more, it'll.
yeah. You could actually you can apply 2 coats. Yep.
Hey, we're
That's
getting
You
a
don't
lot
want to
of
let it
comments
dry
in the.
solid. You don't want to let it.
Okay, so she said, okay, I'll return the Floetrol and get the Minwax. Yes, that's your best bet.
I would
That
recommend
is
it.
your best bet.
And there's 2 types. There's the oil-based Minwax and the water-based, and that's what those 2 are. So depending on how you want to do it,
Right.
Yeah,
I think if she made her own stain, she boiled the pecans and made her own stain, it's going to be water based.
yeah, then make sure you get the water.
Yeah, make sure you get the water base.
Almost like a bluish, milkish substance. It's really interesting looking.
This might be a good topic for a show too, because we've got starting to get a lot of comments out there about it.
Yeah.
So,
Said
Stains and stuff like that.
Heirloom Game Call said I use denatured alcohol with dye over primer or thin dewaxed shellac. Yes, there is a dewaxed shellac.
I love shellac. I love eating shellac. Shellac's good stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, shellac in
explains
every
things.
single jelly bean.
Shellac, you say.
But Trish, once again, I would go online and type in. How would you put it? I'll find it for you and send it to you. But there is a thing online if you Google search it, and I'm not quite sure right at the moment what to put in Google search, but it's a way that you put in the size of your board, and it will tell you how long it takes to dry it out.
Just Google a calculator, a drying calculator for.
There you go,
lumber.
drying calculator or something like that.
I think that'll. I started too earlier and I didn't get a chance to finish the search, but something like that. Definitely calculator.
Yeah. All right, guys. I got to get out of here. I didn't tell y'all earlier, but I'll go ahead and tell y'all now. But my wife, we have a ramp that goes up to our front porch. I built it years ago when I made actually this room that I'm sitting in. I built it for my mother. And she stayed with me for like 5 years before she passed. But I built a ramp to the front porch so that in case she got in a wheelchair that I could get her in the house. So my wife was walking down the ramp this afternoon and tripped and fell, and she fell flat. I mean, it got her face, her hands. I don't know if she's fractured her wrist or not. She's stubborn and wants to wait until tomorrow to see if what's going on. But anyway, she fell and hurt herself, and so I need to go. I told her I'd only take an hour with the show, and I'd be in there with her.
I'm gonna tell her you told her stubborn.
Huh? She is stubborn. I know. I told her. I said immediately when she said her hands hurt, I said, it sounds like you got a hairline fracture. We need to go ahead and go to the walk-in clinic. We have a Watson clinic here, and there's a walk-in clinic there that you can go in, and they actually have x-rays in the walk-in clinic. So she could have got an x-ray and known in an hour if it was fractured or not. But she said no, she wanted to wait till tomorrow to see how it felt. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So, but anyway, I need to go in there
and hairline fracture I had in my foot. She wouldn't know it.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, so that's all we're in for tonight. And if you have any more questions, Trish, about any of that, just you see me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, and you also know my email. So just contact me, and I'll be glad to help you out. So listen, y'all, if you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust, you're just too darn busy. So get off your butt, get in your shop, and make some sawdust. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust, all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching, and God bless.
Bonsoir. Good night. Live long and prosper. And where's Chris to tell us?
Well, yeah, who's going to do the? You can't stay.
You don't have to. You can't stay here, and they don't want you at home. So you got to figure something out.
There you go.
Get the heck out.
Go.